moment of the day where we bring to you listeners everything that's happening around the maritime and the border on the Maritime and Border Show with Dilio Tommy. And
It's Chinaka.
yes, today is another beautiful day, another beautiful Sunday. We have a guest at the studio who is a freight forwarder and the leader of men. He has a lot to tell us and a lot to discuss and a lot of information to give out. He's raring to go. But before we start, I will first of all want to say a big congratulations to every Nigerian out there. Something we've been seeking for the past 14 years. That's the membership, the Category C membership of the International Maritime Organization. Last Friday, we were voted in as a Category C member of the Council of the International Maritime Organization. And it's a big thing because it confers some level of recognition, some level of advantage, some level of, whichever we want to look at it, it's good for the country and it's good for the individuals within the country, the citizens of this country. I say a very big congratulations to every Nigerian out there. Francis, what do you say?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's something, I think for 14 years.
14 years, yeah.
We've been
Looking for
taken
that
out of
position,
that, and I would say that the Minister for Maritime and Blue Economy has done so well. His team, they've done so well to bring us back.
Yeah.
But we must also realize that in bringing us back, there's a lot of expectations from countries that have voted for Nigeria to come back.
Yeah.
And so we would not expect anything
We
less.
overwhelmingly voted in.
For. So,
Yeah.
it's a good thing. Let's just leave it at that. Let us see what unfolds thereafter. Let it not be that it's too early for us to begin to talk about other things when we should actually be focusing on ensuring that things are done better and all of that. So congratulations to Nigeria. Congratulations to
It's the beginning of a good thing
the
to come.
Minister for Blue Economy. Congratulations to the stakeholders. Now they call them partners in the maritime industry.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all of us. This is the Maritime and Border Show, and like we said, today we have a lot of congratulations. A lot of people have been promoted. We believe that in the next few days we will see a new life within the Nigerian military, within the Nigerian Navy, within the
Nigerian Customs Service,
and then the Nigerian Customs Service. This is still your dialing station. You don't have to leave this dial. It's 90.3 FM VOP. This is where it happens. Because everything we do on VOP is to educate you, to entertain you, to inform you, and to enlighten you.
Exactly.
And all our programs are interactive. So if you're tuned on to us, don't worry. Very soon we'll read out the numbers so you too can participate in this program.
You're welcome to the Maritime and Border Show once again.
So we go straight to our news item for today. The first item on our news is Nigerian Customs Service gets leadership boost with new appointments and promotions. The Nigerian Customs Service Board, NCSB, has announced new management appointments and special promotions effective immediately following its 64th regular meeting on November 25th, 2025. New appointments: 5 Deputy Controller Generals of Customs, DCGs, Baba Imam, Northeast, Isa Umar, Northwest, Tijani Abe, Northwest, Timi Bomodi, South-South, Oluyomi Adebanki, Southwest. 8 Assistant Controller Generals of Customs, ACGs, CG Ogbonna, Southeast, I Abba Aji, Northeast, GM Haruna, South-South, EJ Eldado, South-South, G Gaura, Northwest, I Isiako, Northwest, MS Schwaibu, North Central, MD Mela, Northeast. They also had 10 officers that were recognized for exceptional professionalism, leadership, and outstanding service performance. We have AC Fanyam, Controller of Customs, GM Shidali, Controller of Customs, S. Omofomo, Deputy Controller of Customs, OA Oladepo, Deputy Controller of Customs, AY Musa, Deputy Controller of Customs, A. Ogboru, Deputy Controller of Customs, AA Wada, Deputy Controller of Customs, CNSN, Assistant Controller of Customs, H. Aliyu, Assistant Controller of Customs, AS Shofedeka, Deputy Superintendent of Customs. I mean, congratulations to all of you. I want to specially congratulate the outgoing controller of KLT, Joy Erdaduk. She's been promoted to an ACG.
Yeah.
And on behalf of every one of us here in VOP 90.3, we want to congratulate her on her promotion and wish her, well in her new endeavor.
Yes, I also want to especially congratulate the CG, that's a Deputy CG of Customs, that's Timi Bomadi, someone I know very well. I also want to congratulate, like you said, the Assistant Controller of Customs, Delduk, MS Schweib. These are people that are quite capable in what they do. Also, very big congratulations will go to our friend. Yes. The Customs Public Relations, National Public Relations Officer. Yeah, he is. He's now a Controller of Customs.
Yes.
Congratulations to you, Controller.
Deputy Controller.
Deputy Controller Abdullahi Mewada. More grease to your elbow, like we say in our parlance here. Now, moving further, inside MOCA's diplomatic drive that restored Nigeria to IMO Council, the Secretary General of the Maritime Organization of West and Central Africa, MOCA, Dr. Paul Adaliku, has revealed how a coordinated regional diplomatic campaign helped Nigeria secure Nigeria's return to the International Maritime Organization Council after 14 years. Adaliku, who congratulated President Bola Tinubu and the Minister for Marine and Blue Economy, Adigboyega Oyetola, on the victory, said it was unacceptable for a country with Nigeria's maritime influence to remain absent from the council for over a decade. He noted that Nigeria's vast maritime trade volume and its strategic role in the Gulf of Guinea make it a central player in Africa's maritime space. The creation of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy by President Bola Tinubu is a strong signal of renewed national commitment to the sector, reinforcing Nigeria's profile as a leading maritime nation. MOCA was convinced that Nigeria was positioned to speak for other West and Central African maritime states, given its investments in multimodal logistics, linking rail to the Abuja Airport and Lagos Apapa Port, as well as expanding dry ports across Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, and other regions. Adaliku disclosed that as part of its strategy, MOCA undertook diplomatic visits to several countries within and outside Africa, securing assurances that Nigeria would receive stronger backing than its previous 7 unsuccessful attempts to rejoin the Council. By this victory, Nigeria now contributes directly to global shipping regulations, influence the IMO's strategic plan for the next 2 years, and position national maritime experts in high-level technical committees. The seat also allows Nigeria and regional partners to protect their fleets and defend their flag state interess, where key international decisions are made. It will also give Nigeria access to technical assistance, training, funding, and early intelligence on upcoming regulations, support that will strengthen both Nigeria's maritime industry and those of other MOCA states. My brother, this is a very good one. Something that I've been seeking for the past 14 years, of course, now in reality. Say congratulations once again to the country and every proud Nigerian out there.
Wabotan congratulates Tinubu, Oyetola, Oyebanji on Nigeria's historic victory in IMO Council election. The Waterfront Boat Owners and Transportation Association of Nigeria, Wabotan, has congratulated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, and the former Managing Director of the Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, Bola Oyebamji, on Nigeria's resounding return to Category C of the International Maritime Organization, IMO Council. The congratulatory message was contained in a press statement signed by the National President of Wabotan, Mr. Babatunde Fajimoroku. He said that the development marks a historic milestone for Nigeria, which on Friday will claim its seat on the IMO Council following a decisive victory in the Category C election for the 2026-2027 biennium. Nigeria's return, announced during the IMO General Assembly in London, is the first in 14 years and restores the nation's influence in shaping global maritime policies. The minister's role has been pivotal in projecting Nigeria's renewed commitment to maritime security, safety, and blue economy development. His strategic engagements across continents and his dedication to repositioning Nigeria's maritime sector clearly paid off with this victory. Speaking after the announcement of results, Oyetola described the outcome as a major endorsement of the security improvements and policy initiatives driven under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. I mean, we can't stop talking about this.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a good one.
We say congratulations to us, congratulations to Nigerians as a whole.
Yeah, ahead of 2026 deployment, Emenike Odunton take an ALCA members to Single Windows Conference in Senegal. The national president of the national president of Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, and ALCA, that's Mr. Emenike Nwokeuji, his vice, Prince Segun Odunton, on Monday, 24th of November 2025, led a delegation of its members to the 11th International Single Window Conference, which held from Monday 24th through Friday 28th of November 2025 in Dakar, Senegal. The association disclosed that in anticipation of the deployment of the National Single Window Initiative of the Federal Government of Nigeria by first quarter of year 2026, ANALCA members will remain the solution to the trade facilitation in Nigeria and globally. The theme for the 2025 Dakar Conference is Logistics, Trade and Technology, New Challenges. The conference brought together international experts and stakeholders to discuss latest trends, share best practices, and strengthen collaboration in the field of single window and e-commerce. Yes, we can't stop talking about this soon to be introduced national single window. There needs to be enough education about what it entails, the advantages that it will give, and then probably the challenges that it may pose, so that we can overcome the challenges and reap more of the benefits.
Yeah, I also think that while ANALCA and other agencies, including the Nigerian Customs, are going into other countries to be able to talk about it, we need a lot of education, a lot of stakeholders engagement in Nigeria, so that because it's Nigerians that will drive it, so that those who are going to drive it will be well informed and know their role that is expected of them. Nigerian Army Council elevates 105 senior officers in major leadership shakeup. In a sweeping move aimed at strengthening Nigeria's defense leadership architecture, the Army Council on Thursday, 27 November 2025, approved the promotion of 105 senior officers to the ranks of Major General and Brigadier General. According to an official statement released on Friday by the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Apollonia Anele, the promotion exercise elevated 28 Brigadier Generals to Major General and 77 Colonels to Brigadier General, marking one of the most significant rounds of senior level advancements in recent years. Among the newly promoted Major Generals are several key figures in intelligence, operations, logistics, and training.
Yeah. Nigerian Navy announces promotion of senior officers across key commands. It's a season of promotion.
It is, yeah.
The Navy Board on Thursday, 27 November 2025, approved the promotion of 127 senior officers to various ranks in the Nigerian Navy, as stated in the press release signed by Commodore A. Adams Aliu. Breakdown of the promotions release showed that 15 commodores were promoted to the rank of Rear Admiral, 31 captains were promoted to the rank of Commodore, while 81 commanders were promoted to the rank of Captain.
For me, it's not just about promotion; it's about service delivery.
Sure.
I think it's also time
moral boosting.
The way people are disengaged from the force, we need to look into it. The government needs to look into it, because each time you appoint a new chief of army staff, those at, above him, and though if he's a younger officer, those above him are retired.
Yeah.
And it's creating serious vacuum.
Yeah.
In terms of transfer of knowledge, transfer of technology, and I think it's time the National Assembly looks into that.
Just to add to what you just said, I read somewhere in the course of the week that about the 10,000 personnel that were recruited into the Nigerian Army could not be found, or something like that. I don't know. I hope that story is not true. They all went on our wall. I hope it's not true.
I don't know yet, but let's see. Nigerian Customs honors top commands and PR unit as CGC awards Spotlight Excellence. The Nigerian Customs Service has celebrated outstanding performance across its formations, recognizing officers, units, and commands at the 2025 Controller General of Customs Award Night in Abuja. The event, held at the close of a 2-day conference on reforms and operational efficiency, brought together senior officers, controllers, and invited guests after a year the service described as both record-breaking and transformational. The awards come at a time when Nigeria Customs has intensified modernization, enforcement, and public engagement efforts. The service says it surpassed its 2025 revenue target ahead of schedule, while also expanding trade facilitation programs and increasing high-profile seizures. For many stakeholders, the night offered an insight into what Customs sees as the pillars of its evolving reforms. Controller General of Customs Bashir Adewale Adeniyi praised officers for what he called a year of collective resolve. Tonight is about celebrating ourselves, he said. We have worked hard, delivered results, and strengthened the pillars that define our mandate. It is only right that we pause to acknowledge excellence within the service. Adeni added that revenue performance, enforcement operations, and digital modernization efforts were key drivers of the gains recorded. One of the most celebrated honorees was the Customs Public Relations Unit, recognized for its work in strategic communication and countering misinformation. The unit was singled out for improving public trust, enhancing media visibility during major programs, including the CPAC Summit and the CGC Conference, and strengthening relationship with stakeholders. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. What really caught my attention is the fact that the CG of Customs says that they have already hit their target and they have surpassed it, and yet the year has not ended. I mean, it shows that a lot of work has gone into it.
Sure. Moving on. What a bandit told me when I asked why they kill people. Ex-Minister Dalung shares chilling encounter. It's chilling indeed. Former Minister of Sports Solomon Dalung has recounted a chilling encounter with a bandit he shared on TikTok some time ago. Speaking in an interview with News Central, Dalung stated that he asked the bandit why they were killing people, and he replied that vigilantes also killed them and took their cattle. According to the former minister, the bandits claimed that this made them take up arms and decide to stay in the bush. He said, I was on TikTok one day and a young bandit trained in the bush. He said he is a bandit in the bush. Then I asked him, why do you kill people? And he said, well, they were also killed he said, well, they were also killed and their cattle was taken away by the vigilantes. And so they took up arms and are in the bush. And I said, but you kill Fulanis like you and rustle their cows. And he told me, look, the only Fulanis they know are the ones in the bush. Anyone that is in the town is not a Fulani. If they see them, they will kill them. The confidence he was talking with was quite scary, Dalong said. He called on the National Assembly to amend the constitution so Nigerians can bear arms to protect themselves. My man, I think we are getting to that point. You know, a retired general, the person of T.Y. Danduma a few years ago, recommended that every Nigerian should bear arms so that he or she can defend himself because of what he saw coming onto the country. And the security situation had not deteriorated up to the point where we have it now, when he made that suggestion then.
Yeah, for me, bearing of arms, you know that Nigerians, they have temper issue. And so we must be very careful for what we are wishing for. You know, I would say we must be very, very careful for what we are wishing for. You know, but that does not underscore the fact that Nigerians must be able to protect themselves. You know, but we look at it, when you protect yourself, what happens? The law comes after you. So it's neither here nor there. You know, but then I think that government needs to do more in terms of securing the lives and properties of Nigerians. I'm happy that the president has asked the IG of police to call back all police officers attached to VIP. But we hope it will work out. We hope.
Are they going to implement it?
Well, we heard as at few days.
Pronunciations have always been made, but implementation is always a problem.
Yeah, but a few days back, the IG addressed Nigerians. He said they withdrawn 11,000 officers so far. So we're hoping that they will really look into it. Comptroller Godwin Otunla takes up the mantle at Maritime Mohammed International Airport, unveils agenda for enhanced revenue performance. Controller Godwin Otunla has taken over the mantle of leadership of the Maritime Mohammed Airport Command as a customs area controller, promising to uphold the highest professional standards at the command. Controller Otunla took over on Thursday, 27 November 2025, from Controller Michael Awe, who retired after meritorious service to the Nigerian Customs Service and his fatherland. Otunla, in his inaugural address, described the retired Controller Awe as an excellent officer with high standards of discipline, who, according to him, has left a significant legacy at the command. He pledged to continue on the legacy left behind by focusing on the trade facilitation, revenue generation, and anti-smuggling. In his words, I am committed to upholding the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and service delivery he left behind. Together, we shall raise the bar of performance and institutional integrity. So, as we know, I think on Wednesday, the outgoing controller, Awe, talked about seizures and all of that.
Yes, drugs, guns, and including immigration uniforms. Worth over 7.02 billion naira were seized, and the outgoing controller of customs, Michael T. Awe, showcased those things just shortly before he handed over to Controller Otunla. In there, I keep wondering why the prevalence of seizures despite the fact that we have a lot of these drugs being seized almost on daily basis, more and more people are going to drug trafficking. I wonder what the country is becoming.
It's all about the money involved.
Actually, 3 packages of Colorado was there. 4 packages of, a whole lot of things that were seized, including walkie-talkie, were seized. And Canadian Loud, it's such a terrible situation. Tramadol, A whole lot of them were displayed that day. I keep praying that we get it right one day, and they'll be able to convince Nigerians to put their money into doing legitimate trade and not, investing in things like drugs that will ruin the public health. Moving on, Customs Boss Adeni announces mandatory drug tests for incoming service serving officers. The Comptroller General of Customs Adeola Adeni on Friday, 21st November 2025, said the Nigerian Customs Service has concluded arrangements to subject all incoming officers and men to a mandatory drug test as part of the ongoing recruitment exercise. CGC Adeni, who disclosed this during the closing session of the CGC's 2025 conference in Abuja, said the measure was designed to ensure that no recruit enters the service with substance abuse tendencies that could compromise judgment, security responsibilities, or operational integrity. According to him, the new directive is aimed primarily at the fresh intake of recruits, but serving officers will also be captured as the service moves towards establishing what is described as a fully drug-free institution. He said a mandatory drug test will be carried out for all officers and men across all zones, commands, and at the headquarters, noting that the service will no longer tolerate a situation where personnel make sensitive decisions while under the influence of drugs. CGC Adeni explained that the decision was informed by experiences where erratic behavior or poor decision making in some commands was later linked to substance abuse. It's also a very good one. You check the people that you are employing into the Nigerian Customs Service, and of course, from time to time, you also subject the officers to some tests.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I wish they could do the same for the Nigerian police, especially because
the Nigerian police.
A lot of things the Nigerian police officers do. Sometimes you ask yourself, were these people really trained? Did they pass through any form of training? There's a video that's been
went viral
online, where a police officer was almost tearing the clothes of a bus conductor. He held, and people were saying, let him. He held on to him. Even when people said they were doing video, he said, do your video. I'm telling you, it's such an eyesore, and you keep asking, what is really going on? I mean, we know that there's people are frustrated, but those who are employed to maintain law and order should have, should be able to restrain themselves, from certain situations.
I used to have this. I had this experience some years back where I was working with an agency, and I just passed through a place, sort of a building that was yet to be completed, and there was some sort of bush surrounding it, some trees. I saw somebody, smoke coming up, and I peered through. I saw it was a policeman, and he was doing that with some guys, of course, the guys within the area. I was now wondering, is this guy not supposed to be arresting the people that are smoking these hard drugs? Well, the person I was working with said, well, they know themselves now, so.
All right, Logistics Institute pushes for legislative recognition modernization. The Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport Nigeria, CILT, says the key priority of the new administration would focus on securing legislative recognition and driving comprehensive institutional transformation for economic growth. The CILT Nigeria's president and chairman of council, Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi, said this at his investiture as the 21st president and swearing in of other members of the council on Thursday in Lagos. Oyeyemi was the former Corps Marshal and Chief Executive of the Federal Road Safety Corps. He said the institute would secure legislative recognition for CLT Nigeria to strengthen national and global institutional credibility. Project 2027 aims to secure legislative recognition for CILT, Nigeria granting statutory authority to regulate professional standards, protect its chartered status, and strengthen national and global institutional credibility.
NCJTFLCA condemns unwarranted attack and detention of its officials. The National Compliance Joint Task Force of Licensed Clearing Agents, the NCJTFLCA, has reported a disturbing incident that occurred on Monday, November 24, 2025, at the Seme border. According to a press release signed by its National Policy Secretary, Reverend Alex Nwokedi, our officials, led by the Western Zone PRO, Comrade AA Victor, were conducting routine monitoring of goods and services at a location near Badagry roundabout when they observed suspicious activities, including trucks with covered registration numbers, and decided to investigate further. There and then, they were confronted by a group of over 30 individuals, allegedly led by Analca officials, who assaulted and inflicted injuries on them. Comrade A.A. Victor was thrown into a nearby drainage where he sustained serious injuries. Our officials reported the incident at the police, and the case is currently under investigation. We are outraged by the subsequent actions of the customs officials who detained our officials for 3 days without justification, allegedly at the behest of the DC Enforcement Office, Badagry. They were released on bail after paying a significant amount of money and signing an undertaking. NCJTFLCA demands a thorough investigation into the attack and detention of our officials, the release of all detained officials without conditions, action against those responsible for the smuggling activities, and transparency in customs operations at the Seme border. This is a serious one.
You recall, I think 3 weeks or 4 weeks when we had a guest who operates on that axis.
Yeah.
When he came for the program, and we asked him, what is happening with the issue of what do you call it now? The issue of illegalities going on at Seme border.
Yeah.
He tried to say that no smuggling. Well, if it is happening, he tried to cover it up. But you see, now an organization is saying that it is happening, and rather than address the issue, members of that organization are subjected to humiliation, abuse, and even detention.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really, really uncalled for. It's sad.
It's a terrible one, and of course, in the course of the program, we are going to talk more about it for obvious reasons. Let's not let the cat out of the bag yet. Go on, the next one.
All right, Madam Customs CG, ex-Nimasa DG, Bashir Jamo, Commiserated Asu Bex over loss of wife. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, the former Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, as well as the Maritime Reporters Association of Nigeria, MARAN, have sent condolences to veteran maritime journalist and convener of Maritime Elders Platform, Elder Asupex, over the recent demise of his wife, late Mrs. Helen Asupex. Adeniyi, in a letter dated 25th of November 2025, on behalf of the officers and men of the Customs Service, extended his deepest condolences to Asupex's family in this challenging time, even as he offered prayers for the family to bear the loss. Please accept our deepest and most heartfelt condolences during this difficult time. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family as you mourn the great loss. All of us at VOP,
yeah, we are saying
90.3
our
FM,
heartfelt
with
condolences to
your family,
yeah.
and we ask you to be strong.
You know, he was he's a senior journalist and a senior colleague, and he was here over about 2 months ago.
Yes,
I wish the soul of the wife is received in the bosom of the Lord. Now, moving on. Eto call-up come to Aslam's MPA TTP over harbors and port duty congestion story. The national president of the Council of Maritime Truck Unions and Associations, COMTWA, Adeyinka Areyewu, has slammed the management of the Nigerian Ports Authority (MPA) and the Truck Transit Park (TTP) for running a failed call-up system. Quoting Harbors and sport.com story titled Auto System Overhaul. Trucks must match tickets to terminals. A Papa Port Manager. Aroyewu said that the port manager, Adebowale Lawal Abraham, explanation in the story only confirms Comtour's position over the years that the call-up system had failed. The statement by Comtour read in part, it's almost 5 years into the call-up regime, and he is mentioning an obvious flaw we have often reiterated. While he's admitting the failure of the system to address the gridlock and congestion, he's gradually shifting the goalposts in the middle of the match. We have forever posited that it is the terminal operators and not the MPA as it is now that should be in charge of call-up. For its enlightenment and records, all trucks signify their terminals of destination before approval given to them to be called up. That he is putting up a pseudo and fraudulent addition to the conditions of the failed call-up in less than 3 months to the expiration of the TTP contract is laughable. We need not to reinforce failure. NPA should allow terminal operators call trucks and let the congestion or gridlock disappear. I really noted. Last week we brought in a transporter who talked about this issue of call-up and its failures. And the port manager of one of the ports in the country was suggesting that the trucks with call-up should line on one lane of the road and leave the other lane for the other. So he was saying that that's a failure in itself, and that's exactly what Mr. Aroyewu here is reiterating, that they should allow the terminal operators to do the call-up system like this. They are not being contracted to a private hand by the MPA.
The thing is, there seems to be a lot of hanky-panky in this call-up system.
Obviously so.
Yes, and because of it, there seem to be other interests that are not interests in terms of
it's pecuniary interests.
Yeah. So it needs to be looked into and addressed, because we cannot afford another level of dreadlocks at that Apapa axis again. I mean, we cannot. It's not going to work out. So. Well, this is still the Maritime and Border Show on VOP 90.3 FM. We're moving on. As you know, today we have a special guest. And our guest is somebody who is, he's an author. Let me not forget that.
Yeah.
He's an author. He's written a book on corruption.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's of course, his name is Chief Basil Childinwoli, sir. He's the national president of the National Compliance Joint Task Force of Licensed Clearing Agents, the NCJTF LCA. It's while we're talking about the things that made the news in the week, in the course of the week, we read an article that had to do with his his association, where some of his members were beaten up while trying to conduct a research about the number of vehicles that passes through a particular corridor and everything. But because of the corruption within the system, another set of people from another association came and attacked them with the cooperation of certain officials. And he will talk about it in the course of the program. Mr. Chief Molisa, you are welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Dilly. Thank you, Chila.
All right, let me calm down. I know he's your man. Let me start with you. I'm trying to understand what's the relationship between Anaka and your group. What's the relationship like?
The relationship is one is the wife of the authorities. One is the wife to the authorities because of what they can get. The other one is a transparent organization trying to, to put things in proper perspectives, trying to create transparency in the maritime industry, and also fighting issues of corruption. That is the job of National Compliance Joint Task Force. Whereas ANALCA is like a wife to the powers that be, to the government agencies, to the extent that their secretariat was built up by an organization. You see,
by an organization. What do you mean by that?
Well, which organization?
Their secretariat was built by the former CG of Customs, Diko.
Okay.
That is why you see inscribed on it in the Diko Abdullahi. Okay. That means the man paid the complete money to the to build their secretariat. So they are indebted to Customs, you know. So we were not indebted to anybody.
When you say indebted to Customs, this is supposed to be an organization not run by Customs but run by individuals.
Yes.
You know, are they not supposed to fight for the rights of their
members? The reason
are fighting for the rights.
No, they are using their members as bargaining chips to receive brown envelope from Customs and other.
I mean, this is serious.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, the other day I complained in this studio how the One Port area controller was collecting money, was allowing some people, some officials from that place to collect money from people that are clearing auction containers to the extent of 2 to 3 million before they can take auction containers. When I did that, it is ANALCA officials, the former chairman and the performing chairman right now, that complained and said that we are not a bona fide organization, that we have no right to insult their fathers, that Customs are their fathers, and that they are like children of the Customs.
Oh. In other words, they are saying that every member of ANALCA...
no, every member of elected officials of ANALCA are partners to Customs in whatever they do. And this means that the members of the ANALCA are up for as a bargain chip.
You are not saying that they are collateral damage.
Of course, exactly. There's no other word better than that.
This is serious.
Because let me ask you a question. You know, you can see Custom Federal Operation operating on top of the bridge. And the members of ANALCA are complaining, coming to our office to complain that we should do something about it. But while their leaders are saying that I should leave those people alone, that they are arresting drugs. I said they are arresting drugs. How? The officers that are doing 100% examination in the port, they are not arresting the drugs. What happens is this: the officers in the port, when they see anything incriminating, they will call FOU and tell them about it after collecting their own money and release it.
And wait. You, from what you're saying, you are now indicting.
I am not indicting. I'm telling you the obvious. If Custom inside the port that conducted 100% examination will not see a contraband item or an item that is not supposed to come into the country, like guns and so on and so forth, like expired pharmaceuticals, like they said the other day that Custom arrested, FOU arrested expired pharmaceuticals. The officers that did 100% examination, that did clear checkup of the goods, physically open the container, look at everything, they did not see that these pharmaceuticals are expired. They did not see these guns. It is the officer at Mile 2 Bridge that is seeing it from there. It is simple. The officer that conducted the examination collected his own money
and gave information
to the one on top of the bridge to collect his own.
Wow.
And when he is talking out of knowledge that information has been passed to him, they just normally, who might have been aware that this man has collected money and concealed their information, will be saying, no, we don't have such a thing. Only to discover that the man he's talking to is more knowledgeable than what is happening than him.
How old has, this National Compliance Joint Task Force of License Clearing Agents, how long have you
We are celebrating our 3rd year anniversary on the 10th of December.
Because we're just hearing about you.
Yes. What happened was that we don't just come and make noise. For the past 3 years, we are investigating what is going on in the maritime industry. And we have discovered that every organization in the maritime industry has no credibility.
When you say
Every organization.
You're talking about the Nigerian Ports Authority, you're talking about
every organization.
You're talking about
all of them.
Customs,
Nigerian
police,
Customs Service, you're talking about Marine Police, you're talking about Shippers Council.
Let me put it this way. All the organizations in the maritime industry. Let me just be, 80% of them have no credibility, have no integrity.
Okay, going further,
please, can he expatiate a little bit?
Good. In the case of, we are talking about custom. Now, custom have opportunity to have a listening president, according to them, that the president of Nigeria today is a listening president. Yeah. Is it not better for them to put a system that works, that is transparent?
In place.
If you bring your consignment, already know the budget to clear it. You go to their portal and get information on the consignment, and you pay the custom duty, you do your examination. If everything you did is in tandem with your declarations and all that, you carry your goods and go. If it is not, they will look at it and do the right thing. They are not doing it because they want physical contact with every importer, with every agent, so that you come and negotiate. You see Agent A clearing a container of pharmaceutical with 200,000. You see Agent B clearing the same pharmaceutical product with 500,000. What does it really make you feel? That it looks as if the other one that cleared with 200,000, he has more contact, he has more long leg. Is this responsibility? Is there integrity in this? There's no integrity. And then you talk about Nigerian Ports Authority, the TTP, all this rubbish you come up with, they are coming up with every day. It is to extort money from the public.
And that drives up the cost of doing business and the cost to the final consumer.
The book I wrote, that book took me almost 15 years. Investigating the toll of corruption, investigating corruption. Okay. Corruption is the second name of Nigeria.
Oh.
Yes. So corruption is the second name.
Not Nigeria, maybe some Nigerians.
No, Nigeria as a nation is being led by leaders. Our leaders are completely and totally corrupt in every angle. They don't want to do the thing the right way. Okay, when Mr. President came up and said, oh, we want to remove subsidy, they remove it. All of us, everybody made noise, shouted and did all this, and we adjusted and continued. Why